y'all, what's up? Y'all seen the footage? I know y'all probably wondering. Sorry, just a little bit closer. What's up, y'all? I know y'all probably wondering, you know, what was that that's making you shooting so fast in that video? Well, I'm glad you asked, random stranger. So let's first talk about why the interest in shooting faster has suddenly boomed, kind of like the baby boom or something. So basically, there's these things called FRTs and super safeties out right now. You know, that's the new hottest thing. You know, Supreme Court ruled bump stocks are legal and aren't federally regulated because there's, you know, not technically you're the force and the reset of the trigger back forward, so you're pulling the trigger every time. It's just pulling it really fast, right? So legally it's only one trigger pull per bullet. So that's why they're moving right now, because Pam Bondi and them made sure that they were unregulated, because Trump got so much hate for banning them the first time. He made sure that, you know, he didn't want to do the same thing again. Make sure this is clear while I demonstrate this. Basically that was, you know, the uproar that happened. Everybody was saying that even though Obama was more anti-gun, Trump was pro-gun, but he did the bump stock ban, which was the biggest step that any president has really taken, other than, like, you know, the Brady bill or something like that, as far as like anti-guns and stuff like that. So everybody was pissed. Everybody was really mad, and so it was like, yeah, we got to make sure. And it just so happened that when he ran for re-election, that was when it fell in the Supreme Court. So that being said, FRTs are legal, force reset triggers are legal, bump stocks are legal, everything like that. So a couple of honorable mentions as far as shooting with platforms like this. And when I say this, I don't just mean the PSA Jackal. I also mean the Sig Spear, the Scars, and everything like that. There are trigger kits or link kits that you can get for force reset triggers or for super safeties in those platforms, but the problem is there's no reciprocating mass in the bolt to really engage with that extra lever. There's only just the front mass of the bolt, not the rear mass. I'll explain that when I do a deep dive, which I'm probably going to record right after this, where I compare an AR-15 bolt and all the parts to Jackal bolt and all the parts, just so that you can get a close-up look. But how does it shoot fast, you ask? Glad you asked. So basically, this one in the footage you were seeing is not my rifle, but it's a rifle I've been able to test and use pretty frequently. And the short answer is binary trigger. Binary is it shoots bullet when you pull the trigger and release it. So if you look back at the footage and you slow it down, you can see I'm not holding the trigger, I'm pulling it every time. And you know, I think the binary's biggest and most practical use is not actually rapid fire, it's 2-round bursts. So let's say you're on target, you need to eliminate it, boom, you go semi, boom, boom, boom. That's not working, so you need to do some double taps. And I'm gonna do a separate video about testing the binary versus super safety and FRT, all of that stuff, once I get that, you know, worked out and everything. But for now, if you want just like a drop-in for this that'll shoot fast at the moment, the binary is the best way to go. That being said, I am in development myself, working on a drop-in, we'll say reset trigger, forced reset trigger for the Jackal platform. We're trying to make it universal. So if that sounds good to you guys, hit me up. We do need a little bit more help on the development of this, so if you guys are interested in participating in that project, let me know. But so far, me and my boy Izzy are working on developing a drop-in FRT, and it will be not just for the Jackal platform, but we're talking about for any AR that can take a mil-spec trigger group. So it's not going to be reliant on the bolt, it's actually going to be reliant on your trigger. So pretty interesting concept that we're working on so far. I thought that was what the Atreus dev thing was, but that's not the case. It still basically requires the same bolt, but ours will be different whereas all you have to do is buy your height adapter or whatever, which won't be that much, for the trigger, and then you can use the trigger in basically anything. All you have to do is get the little bitty adapter or whatever type of adapter that we develop to go with it. Just a sneak peek for those who actually watch past the minute mark. But yeah, binary is working in this so far, do I prefer it over a normal mil spec or like a Geissele or something like that? Shot Geissele's are very crisp, very fun, can shoot really fast. Honestly, I think the binary for me, for my trigger finger personally, is not that much faster. It's like milliseconds faster than what I can normally shoot pretty fast. So I think it's worth it. That being said, you know, this one is only like 3 something. I spent 500 on an AK binary, so I can't really say like, you know, is it worth it? Because I'm biased. I love binaries because they've never really hit that gray area yet, and they've never really been in question. But I thought they were going to be at one point. Glad they weren't. But loving this thing. So yeah, if you want to shoot the Jackal real fast, you can do that, or you can print an instant noodle and get the parts kit from I think it's not Slyfire Industries, Middleton Made, sorry, couldn't think of the name of it, but yeah, that's what I did, and that's been working fine. This is like probably a $60–70 thing. This is like the cheapest way to go if you want to shoot really fast, and I'm tweaking it, still working with the design myself, trying to make it better. It does work. I can confirm, didn't record it, but I can confirm that it does indeed work. So binary worked good, instant grip worked good. Those are your options for your Jackal so far. I'm working on a trigger drop-in kit that's going to be even better, so stay tuned for that. We got more coming. All right, peace.